Yep.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. Hmm. Am I still on? Hmm? I'm having a camera problem, but can you hear me? Can someone respond in the chat if you can hear me?
Yes.
Okay, first. Bismillah. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen to the book. Okay. So we'll go backwards for just a little bit. I want to give you the vocabulary for some of the chapters um, that we didn't get to do because we'll always run out of time right before Isha. So I'll go ahead and do that first. So firstly, on page 38 in chapter 6, we'll go over these words. I'll just tell you the translations after telling you how to say them. المكوات المكوات iron, like when you iron your clothes. الدراجة الدراجة bicycle. الملعقة الملعقة spoon. القدر القدر a pot. It's used for cooking. البقرة البقرة cow. الفلاح الفلاح farmer. الأنف nose. الفم mouth. الأذن ear. اليد hand, الرجل, leg, السعي, السعي, he, الأم, mother, الثلاجة, الثلاجة, refrigerator, fridge, القهوة, القهوة, coffee, سريع, fast, or quick, سريع, النافذة, النافذة, window, and lastly, جدا. جدا means very. So let me give you one example of جدا, that it's a little bit different than what we have already covered. Where did it go? هذه ساعة علي, مضاف مضاف إليه. هذه ساعة علي. This is the watch of Ali. هي جميلة جدا. So what's different here, especially since we've already covered some of this before, is that this جدا is mansoob. And we know that because of the fatha. But why is it mansoob? It's a little bit more um, complicated of an answer. So for the time being, what we're going to say is whenever this word comes jiddan, it's going to be mansoob. Okay. Okay. Now let's go down to the next in chapter 7. We also have one more here. Al-Kalimatul Jadida on page 41. Al-Kalimatul Jadida, the new words. Al-Mumarridatu, the nurse. Al-Hadiqatu, garden. Al-Battatu, Al-Battatu, duck, like the animal in the water, duck. Al-Mu'adhdhinu, Al-Mu'adhdhinu, the one who makes the adhan. An-Naqatu, An-Naqatu. This means a female camel. Usually in English it's translated as she camel. The last one, Al-Baydatu, Al-Baydatu. That means egg, like the egg that comes out of a chicken. Egg. And then last one is here on page 8, right here. Al-Kalimatul Jadida on page 46. Al-Mustashfa. Al-Mustashfa. Hospital. Al-Maniya. Al-Maniya. Germany. Inkelterra. Inkelterra. That's pronounced Inkelterra. England. سويسرا سويسرا Switzerland page 46 السكين السكين knife فرنسا فرنسا France أمام أمام in front of and خلف خلف means behind. Okay, so now we're going to start off with um, الدرس التاسع chapter 9. We already went over the rule for this, so just as a quick reminder here. So the quick reminder, here are the things that we need to keep in mind. All right. So far, what have we learned? حرف جر. Okay, like في على من إلى. And then we also learn مضاف ومضاف إليه ومضاف إليه. Okay, and then we learn مبتدأ وخبر. مبتدأ وخبر. مبتدأ وخبر, which is the subject of the sentence and the associated information about that sentence. And the last one that we learned last week was نعت ومنعوت. نعت ومنعوت. This is also called, if you've ever learned it before, it's also called صفة وموصوف. صفة صفة وموصوف. Okay. So what was the important information from Nat and Man'ut that we had to remember? Anyone want to answer? What is the important information that we have to remember for Nat and Man'ut? Okay. There's, everyone's online today, so someone feel free to chime in. Nat and Man'ut have to agree on 4 rules. What are those 4 rules? State, gender, plurality, and definite or indefinite. It has to agree on all four things. So let's start here and see where we get to. We're going to be here in this first one. من هذا الرجل. من هذا الرجل? Who is this man? Who is this man? هو عباس. So we know هو means he in this context. He is Abbas. Abbas' name. Abbasun tajirun. Abbasun tajirun. Now, here's a question. Here's the question for this one. Okay? You have these four rules that we just discussed. State, gender, plurality, indefinite, indefinite. Uh, do these two words follow follow these all four of these rules? Anyone? Okay. Abbasun. Come back to this question in a second. Let's do this a little bit more, and maybe someone will try to take a guess. Abbasun tajirun ghaniyun. State is i'rab. So, for example, it's marfu, mansub, or majroor. Abbasun hajirun ghaniyun. And this is in the book the first example that we get for nat and man'ut. Tajirun ghaniyun. So what does tajirun ghaniyun mean? We know tajir, we know each of these words by themselves. Tajir means a merchant, and ghani means rich. So the way that it's written is tajirun ghaniyun. Okay? Tajirun ghaniyun. Tajirun ghaniyun. Tajir, let's go one by one. What is the state? The state is that they are both marfu'. Okay. Marfu' mean, how do we know that? Because of the dhamma. Okay. Then let's go to gender. What is their gender? Both masculine. Masculine. Because as of right now, the way that we know that it's different is because of the ta marbuta. There's no ta marbuta here, so we're going to say it's masculine. Plurality. How many of them are there? Singular. How do we know it's singular? For the time being, typically you would just memorize the words and know that it's singular. But because the tanween at this level, tanween denotes singularity for us. It means that there is just One. And the last one is definite and indefinite. Meaning, is it ma'rifa or nakira? Does it have the alif lam, which is ma'rifa, definite, or does it have tanween, which is nakira or indefinite? It has tanween, so it is indefinite. They are both indefinite. Indefinite. Okay. So all four of these apply to these words. Therefore, it is mudaf, it is na'at and man'ut. Therefore, it is na'at and man'ut. That means the na'at is the description and the man'ut is the thing being described. Is the thing being described. In this case, what is the thing being described? The tajir, the merchant. And what is his description? He is rich. Ghaniyun means rich. So this sentence is translated as Abbas is a wealthy merchant. So Abbas is, because it comes as is, first, because in English we don't put the adjective or the description first, we put it after. No, sorry, that's wrong. The description adjective comes first in English, in Arabic it comes after. Abbas is a rich merchant. Okay, so that is one example. Then he goes down, he says, Hamidun mudarrisun. Hamidun mudarrisun. Hamid is a teacher. Then he says, Hamidun mudarrisun jadidun. What is Nat and Man'ut here? Hmm? Mudarrisun jadidun. Good. Mudarrisun jadidun. What are the states of both of these words? Marfu' because of the dhamma. What's the gender? Masculine because there's no ta marbuta. What is the plurality? Singular. We know that because of the dhamma. Sorry, the tanween. And definite, indefinite, they are both indefinite. They are both indefinite because of the tanween. All right. Now, back to my original question. Abbasun hajirun. Abbasun. What is Abbasun hajirun? What's Abbasun hajirun? Both of these words, they are what's their state? Marfu'. Good. They're both marfu'. Their gender, both are masculine. Their plurality, Abbas is one, Tajir is singular. They're both singular. So therefore, it should be Na'at and Man'ut. Yes or no? Then they both have Tanween. So that means both of them are Nakira. Yes or no? Anyone want to take a guess? Are they both indefinite? Very good. Abbas is the name of a person. Therefore, even though it has the tanween at the end, it doesn't mean that it's indefinite. The name of a person will always be definite. The name of a person will always be definite. Therefore, this word Abbas is definite, whereas Tajirun is indefinite. And when the first word is definite and the second word is indefinite, what's the rule for that? مضاف مضاف إليه. No, what am I saying? مبتدأ وخبر. مبتدأ وخبر. The mubtada is known, it's definite, and the khabar is indefinite. Anyone have any questions on that? Okay, we will move on from that. Okay, so he continues. ما هذا? What is this? هذا تفاح. التفاح فاكهة لذيذة. The apple is a فاكهة means fruit. فاكهة means fruit. Oh, this is not the same. فاكهة means fruit and لذيذة means tasty. Forgot difficult to use. فاكهة means fruit. لذيذة means tasty. The same thing. But this time they're both feminine because of the ta marbuta at the end. التفاح فاكهة لذيذة. التفاح here is what? Definite, right? This is the mubtada, and whatever comes after, in this case the nat and man'ut, is indefinite, and therefore it is the sabr. This is the sabr. Next, he said, so التفاح فاكهة لذيذة. The apple is a tasty fruit. A tasty لذيذة fruit. فاكهة. ما ذلك? ذلك عصفور. عصفور is a bird. It's a sparrow specifically. العصفور طائر صغير. Again, the beginning, the first word, the mubtada is معروف. It's معرفة. طائر is a bird. صغير means small. العصفور طائر صغير. The sparrow is a small bird. طائر, bird, صغير, small bird. Next, he said, العربية لغة سهلة. Same thing. This is the mubtada, and this is the khabar. العربية لغة سهلة. Lugha is the man'ut, Sahlatun is the na'at. Al-Arabiya means the Arabic language is lughatun sahlatun. The is an easy language. Why isn't it a tufahatu? Back up 1 second. Oh, sorry. At-tufahu fakihatun ladhidatun. Because it's the name of a tufah, it's already plural. So it's already feminine. At-tufahu in and of itself is a feminine word. And this ladhida, this ladhida is not a representation of the at-tufah, but rather it goes back to the fakiha. So fruits, the word fruit in and of itself is a feminine word. And ladhida originally would be ladhid, is turned feminine because the word for fruit is already um it's already feminine. We're going to come to one of the chapters that is going to talk about different fruits, and fruits that are singular are going to be masculine, and fruits that are plural are going to be sorry, fruits that are plural, yeah, fruits that are plural are going to be feminine. Um, Al-Arabiyyatu lughatun sahlatun. We understand that, right? That reminds me, actually. Uh, let me go to the whiteboard real quick. So last time I asked a question. Let's see if anyone was able to think about an answer. So I gave you two words or two sentences. Baytullahi Baytullahi al-Azim. And the second sentence was Baytullahi al-Azim. The same sentence. Erase it. Okay. Baytullahi al-Azim. Baytullahil Azimi. What is the difference between these two sentences? That was the homework for last time. Anyone want to venture a guess? So let me give you a little bit of help. We already know that Baytullahi, both of these are the exact same. Baytullahi is mudaf ilay. Both of these. Mudaf wa mudaf ilay. So someone just translate that for me. We know that. That's pretty straightforward. I think that's pretty easy now. Bayt means house, and then there's the name of Allah. So what does that mean? The house of Allah. The first one, the house of Allah is great. Good. Baytullahil Azimu. And then what would the second one be? If that's what the first one is, what would the second one be? The second is the house of Allah who is great. All right. Any more guesses? Allah al-Azim. Would it be the house of Allah the Great? Very good guesses. Okay. So I already told you that this is mudaf mudaf ilayh. Both of these are mudaf mudaf ilayh. Now, what do we do here to determine the meaning of the sentence? This one is describing Allah. Very good. So you take the dhammas, okay, or let's say in this case not the dhammas, but you take the harakat that are similar, and that is going to show you what the meaning is. So step one, figure out what in the sentence is what you already understand. Baytullahi mudaf mudaf ilayh. All right. Now you have this additional third word, which is al-azimu. So you go through the four different types of sentences that we have done, that we covered at the beginning. Harf jar, this is not harf jar. Mudaf, mudaf ilay. Can this be mudaf, mudaf ilay to something else that came before it? No, it can't be because it's coming after it, so it would have to be mudaf ilay, and mudaf ilay does not take alif lam. Okay, then what does that leave? Mubtada and khabar. Mubtada and khabar. Can this be mubtada and khabar? No, because khabar is not supposed to be ma'rifah. It had alif lam. Okay, what does that leave us with? Erased. Okay, what does that leave us with? Our current lesson, which is not wa man'ut. Not and man'ut. So the question now is, there are four things that we learned: status, plurality, plurality, gender, and what did I say? How did I translate specific? Specific. No. How did I translate it? Every time I teach it, I give a different definition, a different translation. What did I say? Direct or indirect? Is that what I said? No,
Definite, indefinite.
definite. Jazakallah khair. Definite, indefinite. Okay. All of these words mean the same thing in English. So once your mind goes in one direction, it's hard to go back to the other way. Okay. So here's the question now. Baytullahil Azim. Okay, you have three words in the sentence. You have to break down Azim as not and man'ut. So first thing is first. status. This is marfu', right? Al-Azim here is marfu'. So if you're looking at Nat Man'ud, you have to say which word is this Azimu going back to describe. It is going to go back to the other word that has a Dhamma, where it shares in the um, status of marfu'. Second, plurality. Both of these words are singular. Gender, both words are masculine. Bait is masculine, azim is masculine. Definite, indefinite. Here's my question now. Al-azim is definite because it has a alif lam. What about bait?
Definite.
Sorry? Can you say it one more time? You said definite and indefinite. What is just for bait? Bait is what is bait? Definite or indefinite?
Definite.
Definite. Why is it definite?
So it's the house of Allah. So it's a specific house.
Good, very good. It's a specific house. Now, just in case you didn't know what the translation here was, okay, just in case, how could you figure out that um this is definite based on the rule that you've learned? Hint, it has something to do with this word. The mudaf is always definite. The mudaf is always definite. It doesn't take alif lam, but it also doesn't take tanween, right? The alif lam is dropped from it, but it's always definite. It is always definite. That means in this sentence, both the bait and the word alim are definite. So all four things they line up. So therefore, in this sentence, the word alim, which is let's say the great, okay, as a translation, the great is a description of the word house. So how would you translate it? The great house of Allah. The great house of Allah. We wouldn't translate it as the house of Allah is great. Because if we translated it as the house of Allah is great, that means the house of Allah, Baytullah, would have to be the mubtada, and then Al-Azim would be the khabar. But that can't be the sabr. Why? Why can it not be the khabar? Here's a hint. Because it has alif lam. And khabar is nakira. The khabar is nakira. It is indefinite, right? Like the sentences we did before. An-najmu ba'idun. Ba'idun, that's tanween, it is indefinite. Okay, so it cannot be is great. It's saying the great house of Allah. The great house of Allah. Does that make sense for the first one? Can we move on to the second one? Yes. Okay. All right. So just key just here in my erasing. Okay. Now for this one, Baytullahil Azimi. All right. So same process. We know Baytullah is mudaf mudaf ilayh. Then we have this third word, which is Al-Azim, which also has a kasra, Al-Azimi. So how do we figure out what this is? First step, mudaf mudaf ilayh. Then, is this any of the four sentences that we have covered now? Is it harf jar? No. Is it mubtada khabar? No. Same reason as before. It has the alif lam over here. Is it what's this? Mudaf mudaf ilayh? Possible. But what would be the mudaf? It's not here. What does that leave us with? Not and man'ut. Not and man'ut. So now we have our 4 points on the checklist to see if it works or not. Status. What is the i'rab or what is the state of each of these words? They are both majroor. They both have kasra. Okay. What is the plurality? Allah is always one. Al-Azim is singular. The gender, masculine. And definite, indefinite. Are both words definite? Okay. One person says yes. Anyone else want to take a venture? Al-Azim is clearly definite because it has an alif lam. What about the word Allah? Okay. Okay, good. Good people. Anyone else want to guess? Take a guess. Anyone want to take a guess? Okay, so the answer is yes. The word Allah is definite. Yes. Now, does anyone want to take a guess as to why? This isn't a part of the actual class, but just to just for some background information, just some extra benefit. Anyone want to take a guess as to why the word Allah is definite? Okay, I guess not. So there are two opinions. There are two opinions as to why. The first is there's only one Allah, so it always talks about a specific one. Very good. So that is the first opinion. Name slash proper noun. Proper noun. So just like Muhammad is um uh just like he is one, like Muhammad is speaking about a specific person, Allah is speaking about, when you use the word Allah, it is a reference to a specific being. That is Allah, the God. That's one opinion. The second opinion is that it actually has al. So this is another opinion in our tradition in Islam, and that is the word Allah is a breakdown, it's a conjugation. So you know in English you have do, not, and then you turn it into don't. So the word Allah is a conjugation of these two words. Al, so just like the al that's here, plus ilah, ilahun. Al ilahun. The God. The God. Very interesting. What is the right answer? We will not know in this world. Allah will, inshallah, tell us in the hereafter. So either way, though, it is um, ma'rifah. It is known. It is specific. Okay. Now going back to this example, if the word meets all four of these criteria, Baytullahi al-Azimi, then what is it what is the translation? House of Allah the Great. Very good. The second is the house of Allah who is great. No, not who is a little bit too much in the translation because when you put the word who, it would be a second word that you would have to add, which is actually in this chapter. Um, but house of Allah the Great would be the best translation, putting a comma after the word Allah. House of Allah the Great. Okay? The great or the greatest, it's different people translate it in different ways when it's in reference to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Al-Azim is a description of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Therefore, the house of Allah, the great, meaning the great is Allah. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay. The adhan is happening. I'll be back in 1 second, inshallah. All right. So just to finish off here in the last couple of minutes that we have, let me go through these. Al-Arabiyyatu lughatun jamilatun. The Arabic language is a beautiful language. Lughatun means language, jamilatun means beautiful. Um, next, Ammarun talibun mujtahidun wa Mahmudun talibun kaslanu. Very good. Now, this is a little bit of a trick. Let me break this down first. Ammar, Ammar, Mahmud. Both of these are mubtada. They are mubtada. The information that comes afterwards, sabah. Within the sabah, talib is the man'ut. Man'ut in both of them. Mujtahidun and kaslanu, both. No, no, that's not what I want to write. Um, they are both not. They are both not. Now here's the question. Talibun, mujtahidun. Makes sense. They both have the same ending. Everything, all the rest of the three, they check off as well. Talibun kaslanu does not have that same ending. Is that a typo in the book? Anyone want to venture a guess? No. Okay, actually, we're running out of time, so I can't do this anymore. Here is the answer. The word kaslanu is a special word. This word never takes tanween. Never takes tanween. It never takes tanween. Actually, I'll leave it there. It just does not take tanween. Okay? Why? We will see in the last chapter of this book. But it is still indefinite. It is still indefinite. Therefore, it is still not min'ud. Okay, quickly, let me just finish the rest of this. Man anta, who are you? Ana talibun. I am a student. I am a student. Anta talibun jadidun. Are you a new student? أأنت طالب جديد؟ نعم. Yes. Are you a new student? Yes. I am طالب جديد. A new student. Just quick pop quiz. How do we know it's a new student? This A comes from the tanween. Okay. Now, let me end off here with the translations. الكلمات الجديدة on page 50. اللغة language. اللغة شهير famous. شهير famous. المدينة المدينة the city. الطائر الطائر the bird. اليوم oh, actually, this first one is اليوم. Okay. Okay, I will finish the rest of this on the next class. It's too late and I'll have to lead the salah, so I have to go now. هذا وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.